We're on episode number 4, and just finishing up with that little footer centering. The issue wasn't, with our styling or anything. Actually, sometimes it could just be as simple as, missing a brace, which Sublime Text makes pretty handy, makes it pretty easy to detect, because they do lots of syntax highlighting. And here you can see, any HTML standard elements like header, unordered list item, or div, they're all highlighted in this like magenta purple color. But this footer element, which we also did as an HTML element, it's actually not. And the reason for that is we're actually missing just a closing brace, and now you can see it highlights it in the magenta purple color. And if we refresh, we see that we have it in the center. So just sometimes make sure that if you're not getting your code to work, make sure that you just double check that you have all your closing braces and your opening braces and your colons and your semicolons, because those will definitely change a lot of things, especially if you have lots of CSS. You don't want to be struggling looking through all that. You just want to find that one issue, which with good syntax highlighting, it makes it easy. So here we're getting back to our basic page. Now you can see we have the title of the page, our navigation, our basic content, and our footer. But it's a little, maybe you want to make this like a second line, and maybe you want to like get rid of some of the like extra space here and extra space up here. So let's start with that new line. So first of all, if you have lots of content, it doesn't hurt to put it inside a paragraph element, especially if you ever need to access it in the future. So if we put those two in in their own elements, and we decide we want a line break, and if you look at this here, it'll give us a line break, and you can see in the footer here we have our paragraph tags, and then there's our line break. But it does look a little awkward having all this extra space. So what we might want to say is, inside the footer, for all paragraph tags, just say margin 0, just to get rid of that extra margin. And what that'll do is, that fixes our problem of having all that extra space. And now you might realize, oh wait, you don't want that line break. All you have to do is just take it out, and then now it looks a little bit better. Maybe on the first one you wanna put a maybe a little space at the bottom. So what you might want to do is say footer P, do margin 0, and then footer P first child, and that's just saying the first child of the footer, the first paragraph child of the footer tag. You want to put a little margin on the bottom of, say, 5 pixels. And if we look at that, you see it gave it a little more space, and you can make that as much or as little as you want, whatever you feel comfortable. So that's our footer, and now it looks a lot better, right? So let's get into the the top one here too. If we look at the just this H1, and just to access it easily, you might want add in an ID called title, say call, or don't forget that the pound sign for the ID. And you might want to say also here, we don't want any margins because it looks a little funny having all this space at the bottom here. So if we do that, we get rid of some space, but in this div here, we have some extra space, and you can see on these H2s, they're also on the subheadings, they're also tossing in some margins. So what you might want to say is, for each of these rules, just do whatever styling you want. Maybe you want a little less padding than what they give. Maybe you want a little bit more. It's all up to you, however much you want. So we'll leave it like this right now because I like a little extra space just to see easily. And now let's get to the navigation. So right now I can't really go through this page. I mean, I can't click on this home page to get to this basic index, this basic first page that I want to go to. I can't go to the about page to figure out who made this great site, and I can't contact them and ask them if they can make one for me. So if we add in an anchor tag, and an anchor tag is basically just saying we want a hyperlink, just a clickable link that will give us we can get it to give us a whole new page and serve that to us. We can get it to give us a file to download. We can get it to do all kinds of things. So if we do, say, href equals index.html, if they click on this one, we want them to go to this home page. And if we put the word home in here, now we'll see you get a little underline, and if I click on this, it goes back to this page. And you might want to also do that, on the title, put this, and now the title is also a link, so what you can do is just do the A tag, the anchor tag, and press tab, using Emmet to its fullest. Do about.html, and here have the about tag, and get rid of that word, and here we had shop, here we had media, and here we had contact. So now let's check that out. We got all our links for our navigation, and let's we try to click on it to find out the about, but Chrome says this page isn't found. So the problem is that you don't in the HTML directory on our desktop that we're using right now. All we have is the index web page. So what we want to do is make another one, and we'll call this one about.html, and if you want, just copy all this and just try it out, and maybe change maybe change this to the creators, or you want and then you put this as, you might want to get rid of some of this text, just put their names, and maybe just have some pictures there. So now if we go to the about page, you'll see that we have our about page, and it loaded that, and it even changed the URL to about, which is what we want. And so that's basically the A tag, the anchor tag, and you can go ahead and if you want, in the right now, you can go ahead and create those pages. You can go create the index.html page that we have right here. You can go and create the about.html page. You can go and create a shop page, a media page, and a contact page, and just put on different content and just try those links, and see that works, and play around with it and try it, and experiment a little. And you can put links on text, and you can put a link on the 2013 to maybe a website like the Time website. Maybe if you want to get the Time, and you can put a link to here, and it'll give you the date or something like that. So you can do all kinds of things. So I'll see you in the next video, and we'll go over some more stuff with images.